Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kseniya. I make videos for people who are going through the family immigration process. In today's video, I will show you how to navigate the CEAC site and upload civil documents for your consular case. First and foremost, you will need to log into your CEAC account. To sign in, click this box and input the case number, which you can find in your welcome email from the NVC. Click continue, input the invoice ID number that the NVC also included in the welcome email, and select who is logging into the account. It really doesn't matter who logs in, applicant, attorney, petitioner, or somebody else. The portal will look basically the same for everyone. So let's just say we're the applicant and input the security captcha and click continue. Once you log into your CEAC account, you will be able to see the basic information on your case. I want you to pay close attention to these two lines that tell you where your case will be scheduled for an interview. If for some reason you need your interview location changed, you can request your interview location to change using the public inquiry form on the Department of State's website. But keep in mind that your interview location change all depends whether the U.S. Embassy in that location wants to accept your case. And also pay attention to the messages that the NVC sends you, because they will give you some important messages about what you need to do for your case, if there's any problems with the documents you upload, etc. So if we scroll down, you will be able to see the steps you have to take for your case. And at the very bottom, you will see two areas. One that has all to do with your petitioning sponsor and the affidavit of support and the financial information they must submit, and the other has to do with you, the actual applicant for the green card. Before you're able to start any applications, upload any documents, you must first pay the affidavit of support and the immigrant visa fee. So if we scroll back up and we click on the fees, it will take us to the receipt page where we paid our fees. For each case, you will need to pay both fees. And in terms of the affidavit of support fee, even if you have a co-sponsor for this case or additional household members and you have to add them, you only need to pay one affidavit of support fee, and then you will need to pay the immigrant visa application fee for each applicant. So if, for example, in our case, we had derivatives as well, say if this was a case where Jane's children were also eligible to immigrate under the same petition, we would have to pay for Jane's immigrant visa fee and all of the children's application fees, but then we would only need to pay one affidavit of support fee. But for cases that, for example, have different petitions, different CEAC logins, entirely different cases, the petitioner will have to pay an affidavit of support and an immigrant visa application fee for each of those applicants. So for example, a US citizen petitioning their mom and dad, the mom and dad will have separate CEAC login information, and so the petitioner will have to pay for the affidavit of support and the immigrant visa fee for each of the parents. Once you submit the payments, it will say in process. Eventually, you want it to say paid. It is not an instantaneous process. It can take a few hours or even a few days for your fees to be processed. So you will not be able to continue with the applications and uploading documents until the fees says paid. And the final note that I want you to pay attention to is down here. Do not let too much time pass without being inactive on the CEAC account. If you don't log into your CEAC portal, or if you don't contact the NVC for more than 1 year, they will close out your case. You definitely have plenty of time to collect all the evidence and finish all the applications, but you don't want to not log into the portal for more than a year. So like I said earlier, because our fees are already paid, we can begin by uploading financial documents, affidavit of support, as well as filling out the immigrant visa application. Until this application is complete, you will not be able to upload any civil documents. That is because the civil documents that you will need to upload all depend on your answers on your DS-260 application. And by the way, you can do these two at the same time. So you can work on the application and later the civil documents at the same time as you're working on the affidavit of support and financial evidence. If we click on this button, it will take us to the DS-260 application, which you will need to complete every single section and submit it. If you're wondering about how to complete the DS-260, I do have a step-by-step guide, which I will link under this video as well as in the top right corner. For this video, we are only focusing on the civil documents. If you're wondering how to fill out the affidavit of support section, how to upload documents, how to add sponsors, you can see my video guide, which again I will link in the top right corner as well as in the description box. If in a case, for example, Jane, like I mentioned earlier, has derivative applicants, you need to understand if these applicants are even eligible to be accompanying derivatives in the first place. To find out who is eligible to have derivatives, I highly suggest that you read the Form I-130 instructions on pages 1 and 2. So let's upload civil documents for this applicant. Click on the incomplete button and it will take us to the civil documents page. If we scroll down on this page, you will be able to see the civil documents that are required for Jane's case. It is very important that you upload the correct versions of civil documents on the CEAC account. If you would like to know what the civil documents are supposed to look like, where to obtain them, you can go to the Department of State's Visa Reciprocity Schedule and Civil Documents by Country page, which will guide you through the civil documents section. We need to upload petitioner's birth certificate, Jane's birth certificate, police certificate for the country where Jane has resided, petitioner's marriage certificate, and passport biographic page. If Jane, in her DS-260 application, indicated that she lived in more than one country after age 16 for longer than 6 months, the civil documents section will generate separate lines for her to upload police certificates for respective countries where she has lived. When you first log in, all of the documents will say that they're missing. Hover over this and you will have two options: upload a document or say that the document is not available. So let's say we click on upload document. It will give you this pop-up, will say upload document, select the document type. There's all these document types available, and choose a file from your computer to upload. You can only upload files in the following formats: images or PDF files. You cannot upload Word documents. If you have any comments to give them, you can type them in here. It is optional. The documents must be 4 megabytes or less, and you can use one of the free websites online to compress PDF files for free. Click on the upload button, and very often people get an error that says something like this, that they could not upload a document for some reason. Unfortunately, this happens to a lot of people. Some of the potential solutions I have to offer for you guys: 1, you can compress the file even more. You can try renaming the file and only include letters in the file name. You can try a different format, such as instead of a PDF, try uploading an image, or you can simply keep trying again and again. I also recommend switching your browser to Microsoft Edge because all the government sites run off of Microsoft Edge, and sometimes that helps. So in my case, I did all of that, and after a few minutes of uploading it and getting an error, uploading it, getting another error, uploading it again and again, I eventually was able to get my file accepted. And another thing I want you to pay attention to when uploading any documents to the NVC is that any documents that are not in English and have to be translated should also be included in one PDF file. But if that's not possible for you, then after uploading the document in its native language, you can also look down here to the optional documents, click add a document, which I will show you later, and upload translations that way. But it's always good to keep all of them in one area, and it must say uploaded for each of these civil documents before you're able to click this button that says submit documents. So if some of them are missing, you will not be able to submit the documents to the NVC. So let's say, for example, a document is not available, such as in this case, for example, petitioner's marriage certificate. Also, if you click on not available, this pop-up will come up and you will need to explain why the document is not available. So if you're the kind of petitioner that has never been married or is currently not married, then you will simply just have to say that the petitioner currently is not married as shown on the petitioner's I-130 application. Or you could say that the petitioner is currently divorced and not married, or widowed, for example, and that you are planning to upload that in the additional document section, and click save. So once you say something is not available, you will see a sign that looks like this with your comment in here. You want to make sure that all of the documents are uploaded before you're able to submit them. Sometimes you will see a civil document requirement that says, for example, photographs. The photographs here are asking for passport style photos of the applicant. If it is a marriage-based case, for example, they're not asking for marriage photographs. They're asking for the passport style photos of the person applying for the green card. And like we said earlier, if you would like to upload any additional documents, if you click on the Add a Document, it will give you a pop-up where you can select what kind of document you're uploading, for example, translation, and then you'll go through the same process of selecting the document and uploading it here. For each civil document, you have an option to either edit the document type or add comments, view the document, or delete the document. After you've clicked the submit button, if you come back and have to edit or delete a document and re-upload it, don't forget to click the submit button every single time you make changes to any of your documents. Eventually, you want to get an email or a message in your portal from the NVC that will tell you if there is any issues with your documents or if everything is all set. So if you go to messages, if there is a problem with a document, they will tell you. So let's say we got a new message that says that we did not submit a good copy of our petitioner's birth certificate or proof of citizenship, for example. So if we go back to the civil documents section, you will also then be able to see a rejected symbol next to this document. And there's always going to be a message next to the rejected file that will tell you what the problem is. If we hover over here, we can either replace or delete the document in its entirety. So let's click on Replace Document. You will get this pop-up that says Replace and select a new file which you will be replacing and upload it. So now it will say Upload it again. So because we made changes, we will now have to click Submit Documents again to make sure that they can see it. After you corrected the error, all you can do is, again, just sign out of your case and wait for a message from them again to let you know if everything was accepted. Hopefully, you eventually will get a message that looks something like this, that says Documentarily Qualified, which means that all required documents have been received and approved. The NVC will then begin scheduling your interview. And if you go back to the home page, to the civil documents section and the affidavit of support, everything should say accepted. If you click on this button, you will want to see this, that there is an accepted sign next to each required document and any additional documents that you have submitted. So ideally, you want to receive a message that looks like this. A couple of additional notes and questions that I often receive. Can you upload more documents after you have been documentarily qualified and everything is accepted? Yes, you can upload more documents. But again, don't forget to click the submit button every time you make changes. You may get an email from the NVC, and this is a very frequent email that a lot of sponsors get, that says something about your case not having sufficient financial evidence, etc. Some old school attorneys and preparers will say, do not upload anything to your CEAC account, it will delay your case. Consular officers prefer that you do upload additional documents and submit it to them. And even if they won't be able to review them before your interview, it is still a good idea to have all those documents available on your CEAC account directly after the interview, so that they don't have to re-unlock your account. So the next question I frequently get is, which documents must I bring to the consular interview with me? So for your consular interview, you do not need to bring any affidavit of support related forms or evidence unless, as we mentioned earlier, you do not qualify for sponsorship and need to have a joint sponsor or additional financial proof. Then you can bring it with you. You do need to bring originals of all the civil documents that you have submitted here, and make sure that the originals match everything that you have uploaded here. If for some reason your documents change, you can upload it in the additional section before the interview, but still bring whatever you uploaded here. For example, a lot of people wait for their interview for quite some time, and maybe their passport expires and they have to bring a new passport. Please bring your old and your new passport to the interview, and make sure do not delete any documents from here and do not replace them. Just upload any updated documents here. And the final question that every single applicant wants to know is, how long is it going to take for them to schedule an interview for me once I am documentarily qualified? And unfortunately, there is no definitive answer to your question. You just have to wait and be patient. Some countries are faster than others, but also it depends on each individual case. I hope that you found this video useful. Please give it a thumbs up if you did. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I hope to see you guys in my next videos. Bye!